little reflection this morning. You know, one of the simple instructions the Buddha offered this a long time ago. It's so simple and so to the point, which is when we're meditating, or when we're not meditating, but just in general, when an unwholesome mind state is not around, don't invite it around. No? Would that it were so easy, huh? It's a simple instruction. When an unwholesome mind state is not around, don't invite it around. Yeah. Very simple, very elegant instruction about working with our unwholesome mind states. First of all, to not invite them. However, as we have all seen, with humility and sometimes discouragement and frustration, I know I'll set myself up early on for like 25 years. I thought, no, I can get really good at this game. If I really am a sincere meditator, I will get really good at not allowing unwholesome mind states to infiltrate my space, my psyche. I can do this. There's a wonderful, and it led, of course, to more frustration and actually more judgment of myself. But we can do this with mind states. They arise, and what do? We want to get rid of them then as soon as possible. How do we position ourselves when an unwholesome mind state arises? It's a wonderful Zen expression that I love, which is greed, anger, and ignorance arise endlessly. I vow to abandon them. Okay, if they arise endlessly, how do I abandon them? What does abandon them mean in this context? No. I'm not saying that they arise continuously, thank goodness, but endlessly. They don't stop arising, do they? Have you noticed that? Yeah. And what does it mean to abandon them? And what does it mean to have a slightly different relationship to them when they arise? This becomes very pivotal in our meditation practice. Yeah? Because so often, if we're not aware of this is something that I was unaware of for a long time until I really brought some focus to it. I was doing one of three things. I was, first of all, experiencing a moment of aversion to it when it arose. So now I'm adding another unwholesome mind state on top of whatever the unwholesome mind state is that has just arisen. Now anxiety is arising, and now I don't like anxiety, as if anxiety weren't enough. I don't want it, I don't like it, I want it to go away as quickly as possible. Or some kind of bargaining kind of thing. Oh, okay, I kind of notice you, but will you please exit stage left? Yeah, that kind of relationship, which is still a kind of a pushy, definitely a non-accepting frame, right? Or, yeah, if that were a visitor, if an unwholesome mind state were a visitor coming in to visit, right? We either get upset with the visitor, why are you here again? Or upset with ourselves for either allowing that in or for what's going on? What's wrong with me that I'm letting that in again? That thing that happened 3 years ago that I visited it, I kind of worked it through, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. But it's apparently not done with me. Here it is again, arising. Darn it. I know I must not be doing the technique of meditation right. I must be doing so. Otherwise, if I were doing it right, this unwholesome mind state would not be visiting me. So it's one of the misconceptions that we still sometimes carry without really fully articulating it to ourselves, Yeah. And the third thing that we can do is feed it. Just give into it. I know it's unwholesome. I feel that irritation arising. Oh, its irritation is coming to visit. Darn it. And then I'll think of a couple other things that I find irritating. And suddenly I'm off on the irritation track and can get lost in that. Actually get hijacked by the whole track, go down that rabbit hole. And by the time I realize it, 2 or 3 minutes later, now I've already released some stress chemicals into my bloodstream, because irritation will do that, right? Yeah. So what to do? We'll play with this a little bit in our meditation this morning. When you get settled, we're always about, initially especially, taking a moment to settle as best we can. And the aim is to pay particular attention to what we would call unwelcome visitors, or unwholesome or afflictive mind states. There's things that are just pulling us away. To see how quickly we can notice them when we're being pulled away. From what? From something more settled. What kind of drama is this? It's such an important drama in our lives. Here I am, sitting quietly. Not only that, I've even established just a little bit of calm. And now something's going to come up to interfere with that, to intrude upon that, to seemingly create that kind of reaction. Who's doing that to me? Nobody else out there. This is part of our this is part of our humanity. This is part of our psyche. And it's one that we haven't really wanted to make a different relationship with. So when you notice it, when you notice something arise, for a moment, try not to feed it, be aversive to it, judge yourself or judge it for arising. We know how to do those things, but you may notice those tendencies. But see if you could just, welcome, just for a moment. Anxiety is visiting. It's like this, feels like this. One breath, and then return. Just a slightly more gentle appreciation of it as, boredom is like this, discouragement is like this, anxiety is like this, irritation is like this. Obsessive thinking is like this. Okay, I see you for a moment, and then return. And then return. Yeah. Slightly different move. Slightly more accepting, spacious, kind of noticing, or as we like to say, holding, just for a moment. And then see if you can reestablish your holding space. Okay? So let's play with that this morning. Okay? Yeah.